Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back with heavy hearts and sad and whatever they want to call it. Roadmap hurdles. Who could have seen this coming? Who could have seen it? 94.325% back in September was how confident that we were going to get the stuff that they labeled in the roadmap. 94.325%. So what changed between September and now that has changed so drastically the outlook for our roadmap? Well, let's just read Wargaming's thoughts on the matter. Dear Legends, it's with heavy hearts that we write this, but it has to be shared. Due to several difficulties that we encountered right after announcing that we were 94.325%. The new features in our recent devlog, some of those features will not be delivered on schedule. Gasp! Who could have seen this coming? However, these difficulties are surmountable. Well, I guess that's better than being insurmountable, aren't they? And development got back to its normal in quite a short time span. So apparently the entire dev team got annihilated and they've replaced them. That's my guess. Obviously, I'm being facetious, so calm down. Without further ado, I'm fairly confident that is spelled incorrectly. Those who speak French should let me know. I'm fairly confident that is not correct. Since we're going to be, technical and everything. It's adieu. A-D-E-U, right? Anyway. The features and their new projected arrival times are. For training rooms, this one has been hit the hardest. Of course it has. Meaning that we've neared completion of the feature, but it has failed multiple quality passes. As a result, we're not currently willing to present the product we've created. This doesn't happen too often, except it did happen. About this exact time last year when you said that this was originally coming in, what was it again? Late Q1, early Q2 of 2022? Oh, wait, no! Now it's late Q1, early Q2 of 2023. I'm getting some, deja vu here. Maybe I'm just being a jerk. Maybe I am. But I am going to call it out. Like you guys have said this almost exactly this time last year that this was going to be a thing almost exactly in this time frame of this year. And then in September, you're like, by the end of the year, we're 94.325% that we can deliver. And what do we end up with? Just business as usual. So, please bear with me if I sound a bit cynical, but I'm just being honest with y'all. Y'all know me, I'm a straight shooter. I let you know what I think, and honestly, I'm calling the BS. At this point, I don't think they're coming anytime soon. If they do come late Q1, early Q2 of 2023, I will be the first to go, oh my god, I was wrong. And then I will actually say, I'm sorry, Wargaming, for being so mean to you, even though you deserve this. Let's be honest. Now, sure, you can go, well, there were some things that happened at the beginning of 2022 that were unforeseen circumstances that may have led to hardships along the way. I get that. As somebody that has no stake in it whatsoever, I understand that there can be some things that gets pushed back. I get that. But then you came out in September and said, hey, 94.325%. Why do I keep throwing that number out there? Because that's the exact number that they used in their freaking roadmap. 94.325% we can deliver by the end of the year. Here we are. One update before the end of the year, which comes not next week, but the week after. And now suddenly everything's been pushed back as much as, 6 months? Potentially? 4 to 6 months? And that's potential Like, what's to stop them from saying there's more hardships? Things happen. We just can't quite get to it. But here's another reskin ship. Just keep throwing your wallets out there. Yeah, please. Like, I get it. You got to make money off the game. And this isn't going to make you any money off the game. But at this point, I'm to the point where I couldn't care less about your roadmaps. You guys, I love that you're being more open with the public about letting us know what's going on. I do. I enjoy that. I love the fact that you guys are being open. But I also feel like there's a little bit of sarcasm or misleading going on. And that's a feeling that you guys are going to have to deal with. And I can't be the only one that thinks this. Like, I'm pretty confident there's quite a few people out there who, like me, have grown pretty, I wouldn't say tired, but just complacent with the whole wargaming telling us anything. Like, everything that they announce at this point just seems like it gets pushed back. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. We already talked about this. We just had a recent thing with Prince Blip, and even then, Prince was like 94% positive that things were going to go on. And that was, what, 2 weeks ago? When was the podcast with Hivehound and Prince Blip? Please, somebody say. Because even then, as soon as that, as recent as that is what I'm working on, even then he was 94% sure that this stuff would happen by the end of the year. So what happened in the 2 weeks since that podcast that was so devastating that it set back the development of the detailed stats in the trading rooms by 4 to 6 months? And I'm sure in 4 to 6 months we'll get another roadmap hurdles. I get you ever see those clips on YouTube of hurdle fails where the most competitive, I don't know, maybe he ran a marathon before trying to do the hurdles, but he just runs straight through the hurdles. That's what Wargaming's trying to do here. They're like, hurdles? We don't have to jump the hurdles. We're going right through. Faceplant. Like, it's just, I don't know. I love you guys. You know that. I'm trying to bring the positive side to this. Like, we all saw this coming. Like, I don't think there's a single person that saw their roadmap and went, yeah, I believe by the end of the year we're going to have all this stuff that they're posting. Now, to their word, they at least kept some of the things that they said that they were going to do. Like some new tier 8s. And, well, actually, the introduction of tier 8s and some new legendary ships. So they brought some things, okay? They at least kept their word on some of the stuff. Now, let's be honest, I think the rollout of the tier 8s as a whole has been more pointed towards newer players who don't have the ships necessary to get legendary ships, and the implementation of those tier 8s have done absolutely nothing for those of us who have been around a while, other than give us something to spend some money on, or spend some silver on that we've had, and then we've realized that we don't have any silver anymore. It's funny how that works. It's like, you guys have 450 million silver laying around? These are 35 million silver a pop. They're totally worth it. They're definitely better than tier 7 and worse than legendary tier in all categories. In fact, there's only like 1 or 2 tier 8s that are even worth a point at this point. I guess there's the Temeraire now. That's okay. I'll take that. The Sumner, obviously. Some people prefer it to the Gearing. That's pretty much it. The Temeraire and the Gear, or the Sumner, and then I forgot the Republique. Yeah, that's the other. Oh, Musashi. But if you got the Yami, Musashi's kind of a meh. But if you don't have the Yami, Musashi's great. Oh wait, it was a campaign ship that they gave every Tom, Dick, and Harry that decided to spend the money to grab it. What a genius strategy that's turned out to be. Great for Wargaming's pockets, not so great for the player base that has to go up against 70 Musashis a day. Or like every game. Just say it. The good news is most of those Musashi players have no idea what they're doing, so you get inflated damage numbers for those of us who actually know what we're doing. I guess that's a positive, right? Anyway, I digress. So they have said that, training rooms pushed back late Q1, early Q2 of 23. I personally don't see this happening anytime soon. I wouldn't hold my breath. Literally this time last year, they said this exact thing. They're like, oh, training room is going late Q1, early Q2 of 2022. And then I remember somebody getting in trouble and saying misinformation about this exact statement last, some point during this year. They got put on suspension potentially. Now, I'm sure there were other things that led up to that as well, but I'm just saying that this was part of it. And this is almost the exact words used verbatim. So, pardon me if I'm being a bit facetious and a bit cynical, but I don't believe them. Detailed stats. Again, this is something that I don't understand why it's taking so long. I know they like to work on their, their UI, their user interface, for those of you who don't know what UI stands for by now. Their user interface, they like to make sure that it is polished before they release it, because at no point whatsoever during World of Warships Legends development cycle have we ever had UI features rolled out prior to them being polished and perfect. You cannot read the amount of sarcasm in that. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so this apparently has been pushed back too. One minor hiccup apparently here, so it's only been pushed back a little bit. It's only, coming in January apparently. So at least we have a little bit of an idea. Maybe in January we'll get this. Maybe. So there's good news here. We're also working on a stat page for each and every ship. Again, I don't know how that's good news considering they said that in the previous roadmap. So I'm not sure how this is new news. It's not new news. This is the misleading part where they're like, we're also working on this. No, you said that back then, and now you're just pushing it back a month. But maybe it's only a month. Maybe at the end of January we're looking at, new stats pages. In which case, I'll eat my words. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath. I really wouldn't. Just know that the stuff is being worked on and hope for the best. But expect the worst. Please note, however, that the individual ship stat sheets will come a little later. Okay, so yeah. So now they're instead of releasing it all at once because they're working on the polish, now suddenly they're like, we're gonna hold off on the individual ship stats for now. We're just gonna give you basic stats rework and hope for you guys to forgive us until we get this one done. So yeah. And it doesn't even have a time frame for that. It just says, come a little later. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. But don't worry, finally, the legendary modifications are also moving to January 23. So the big selling point other than the training rooms was the fact that they were having, this new legendary dynamic game-dependent new feature that was going to be rolled out, and now that's been pushed back too. So they've literally pushed back everything except Tier 8 and the new legendary ships. I'll let you guys stew on that and let me know what you guys think. But personally, again, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Okay, that's what I'm here. I'm reporting to you guys. Okay, that's what this is. This is news. I'm reporting it. I give you the information. I let you guys decide what you want to do with it. But like I said, they give us the roadmap. They pushed it back. They gave us another roadmap. They pushed it back. With a new roadmap. Anybody want to take a guess as to how this is going to end? Good news, though. They're going to combine the National Commander voiceovers and the Premium Commanders from, all of the Azure Lane and all of that stuff, if you guys are into that stuff, into a new National Voiceover Plus mod. So that everybody can have what they want, right? But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I think I know how this one's going to go. But if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.